Hey guys, welcome to the Real Life Everything podcast. We're your hosts, Ebony Westwood.
And Kristen Noel.
Here on the RLE Pod, we dive into the real, relatable, and raw topics as we navigate adulthood and real life our dreams.
Our mission is to support women by encouraging authenticity, self-awareness, and celebrating all our real life wins and sisterhood along the way.
What are you real life in today, Chris?
I'm real lifing everything. Let's get into it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Life Everything podcast. My name is Ebony Westwood.
And I'm Kristen Noel.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
We actually normally would say the name later, but anyway. Chris.
Hey girl.
Hi, you look amazing tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. As do you, as always.
Thank you.
So, what's new since we last recorded? How are you real lifing?
Yes.
In this summer, as summer draws to a close.
I know. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I feel like because we have such a rainy summer, we had no summer. Like, what? But yeah, this summer I've pretty much been focusing on real lifing, getting my real estate license.
Yes.
That is actually coming to an end next week, August 19th, which I am like, whoo, thank God, because you know how it is, like when you're getting, like it's starting to wrap something up, you're either like super excited or you're just like really over it.
You ready?
I'm kind of in between, you know, I'm like, I'm getting excited because I'm learning more and more and I'm able to understand a lot more, you know, as I do like a lot of study sessions outside of our mandatory classes. So I'm excited that I'm learning more. I feel really confident about the tests and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
I need my summer.
So I feel like real estate has been, you know, on your radar for years now.
Yeah.
And mine too, even before, you know, I met you.
Yeah.
Like I've always had that as an interest of mine, but I feel like it's such a huge industry. There's so many different ways that you can go, and people don't always recognize that. So when you're in real estate class, you could be going to try to become a realtor, you could be trying to become an investor, and even as an investor, there's so many different branches of real estate.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
like, what are you going for? What are your specific goals in your class?
Yeah, so right now I'm really focusing on becoming a salesperson. I want to be able to use my license to network with people in the DMV area.
Gosh, so you want to get licensed?
I definitely want to get my license, and I want to rub elbows with some of the, you know what I'm saying, some of the most wealthiest people in this area. And
as
just
an agent, as a broker?
As an agent first.
Got you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Got
so,
you.
yeah, so that's a good question. So, yes, I want to get my license. A salesperson and an agent are two of the same things. So I want to become an agent first.
Gotcha.
And to be honest with you, if you would have asked me the same question maybe like 8 months ago, I probably would have just said like off back, I want to get my own broker or become a brokerage or whatever. But since like going through like this season of just rest and also transitioning, you know, from just being a boss pretty much with my company Fifth and Westwood, like I've learned and I've experienced what it's like to really have a team, to, you know, to make sure your team have X, Y, and Z to be able to produce and function and, you know, in their top tier way. And it's like, I'm just over that. I'm over like showing up as the boss. I just kind of want to.
Because you got to take care of so many people.
So many people.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I kind of want to just show up for me right now.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I'm all about helping people get to the next level in life, whether it's through the employment or, you know, collaboration of my company or, you know, whatever they have going on in their lives. But personally, like right now where I'm at, I'm good on that.
Oof.
I just want to, in a respectful way, I want to be selfish for a moment. And I want to focus on me. I want to make sure that I'm learning all that I need to learn in the real estate industry. And honestly, figure out if I want to become, you know, own my own brokerage or not.
Right.
Or maybe an assistant brokerage or just none of the above, just a salesperson, you know, all in all. So I'm still figuring that piece out. But you're right. There's so many different lanes to the real estate industry, like it is in other, you know, industries. And I just want to focus on becoming an agent and rubbing elbows with the right people right now and make that money.
Yes. So do you want to sell like mansions and stuff?
Absolutely. Okay. That's like an end goal as far as becoming a salesperson. I definitely want to sell luxury homes.
The luxury,
like,
right.
I want to be able to walk in the most beautiful home in the area. I want to be able to talk about And it's so funny because I'm also learning. I'm not an agent yet, but I am learning like a lot of things that we are learning throughout our courses. It's not the actual things that we're going to talk about or use every day when we're actually in the field. So I am kind of curious to know, like, well, do we talk about the backsplashes and the wood floors when we get out there? Or will it be something else that I talk about? Because you guys are saying what we're learning here, we're not necessarily going to talk about in the real world. So my question is like, what are we really talking about in the real world as an agent?
Yes.
I will say, like, you can't believe everything you see on TV. You know, when we watch like these real estate shows on TV, these reality shows these days, like they're talking about the details of the home, you know, every little detail and things of that nature. But I really think it's probably just more so like in contract terminology and just really being able to get that sale closed at the end of the day. It's not really about all that we think it is. So to reel it in, what I'm so passionate about right now is just learning what I need to know in the real estate industry, not what I think it's going to be based off of shows that I've seen, but just like in real life experience, like what does it really take to be a successful agent? And that's all I'm focused on right now. And if that inspires me to go get my brokerage license, and I would do that, or to build my own mini team, I would do that. But right now, I just want to be an agent, and I want to learn what it's like to be an agent, and I want to see this money. That is a goal for me right now.
Right? Who doesn't? I feel like being a luxury home seller has always seemed so glamorous, you know, and it takes a lot to get there.
Absolutely.
But when you said rubbing elbows with the right people, I think that's the key. You know, like you just have to know the people. And then when it comes to selling, I think that one of the most important things is just like knowing your customer. So when it comes to like what you're actually going to be talking about in the real world, I'm thinking the first thing that comes to my mind is just like listening to the buyer.
Exactly.
What is important to them, and that's how you know what to talk about.
Exactly.
And then like doing your research. I feel like research and listening are two of the most slept on things. You know?
Absolutely.
Just like listening to what they want and then researching, okay, how do I find the places that speak to their specific needs, you know, top needs, their top 3 goals, what are their non-negotiables, and then you know what to talk about. You know, that backsplash, that pool in the backyard, whatever it is.
That's really good, and I'm glad you said that. I believe like that's the thing that I just absolutely want to focus on is, okay, if we're focusing on their needs, then like I said, what you see on TV is not always about the countertop. It's not always about the wood floors. It's not always about that pool in the backyard, which they focus and highlight so much on TV. It may just be about, you know, we want to downsize. We come from a 5-bedroom to now just wanting a 2 or 3 bedroom. Or, you know, we want to be in a neighborhood that has the best school systems or whatever, you know what I mean? And again, they don't talk about those things.
And then do the numbers make sense?
And do the numbers make sense?
Because that's also the part. I remember on Selling Tampa when the one girl, she was like such a pretty face, but she ain't know jack about
the house,
the numbers, like the property tax amount, and does it really make sense for, you know, their budget financially. So
and that's what I'm learning too, is like my teacher, she's teaching us by the books, of course, because we have to know that information to pass. But there are times where she's just like, in the real world, it's the numbers. Like you need to know, you know, your tax calculations. You need to know this, that, and the third. When it comes to like math, you want to know how to do the math, you know? So
you gotta get the number knowledge. Which, I don't know about you, but numbers have always kind of scared me a little bit. It's always been a little bit intimidating for me. But I know as a business owner, no matter what field you're in, you have to get comfortable with numbers.
You do.
And calculations. So that's something that like I'm still trying to get around to myself.
For sure.
Getting more comfortable, getting more familiar with different like financial spreadsheets, all that stuff. Like, ooh, Lord.
It's real. Those numbers ain't no joke, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
Right.
So, well, how about you? How have you been real lifing?
So I feel like it's been a pretty fun summer. I definitely want to get into just how we've been enjoying the summer, because summer is one of my favorite seasons, even though it's sticky, it be hot, especially here in the DMV. And then like I went down to Florida. It's always so humid down there. But I love the summer though. It's just like, it's just this energy. There's always something going on. There's always like a pool to hit up or some type of vibe. So I've been enjoying my summer. I've been dating. Girl,
Yes.
I've been having fun dating too.
It's always fun to date in the summer.
I know.
It's so fun to date in the
That's
summer.
when you're supposed to be outside. You're supposed to be on your hot girl stuff. So I've been having fun dating, and I haven't had any like bad dates all summer.
That's good.
I've had one lukewarm date. I was thinking about that.
Talk about it.
He's so sweet. He's somebody's husband, just not mine. Not
period.
Mine. But he was really sweet. But something he told me that was funny was just like, you know, I like you because you're not like the girls that I usually date who are boring. He was like, you're not boring. Like, you're fun. I like you. And in my mind, I was just like, damn, he's boring as shit to me. Like, he was so dry
poor
to me.
baby.
Like, I know. It's like, poor guy.
Poor guy.
He's a sweetheart. I know he's going to treat somebody right, but I was just thinking about that. Like, I kind of accidentally ghosted him.
Okay.
And damn, I hope he doesn't listen.
Right.
Because he supported the first episode when it came. I would feel so bad if he still listening.
It's okay, respectfully.
But like,
I got to get this off my chest.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not perfect. I really don't believe in ghosting, but
that just went
it kind of just happened, and you know, like it just kind of fell off.
Right.
And in my mind, I'm just like, I don't know if the right thing to do is to like just say, hey, I haven't hit you up because I'm actually not interested. Like, is that the right thing?
It's one of those things. It's like right, wrong, or indifferent, and I say that all the time. But like, there's no. It sounds right, but there's no wrong if you don't, and because you guys wasn't. I mean, I don't know how invested y'all were with each other.
We planned a second date, but it just didn't happen because I just fell off, you know.
I think it would make more sense with someone that you were more invested with.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
That's what you go on a date for, to see if I like this person. If I don't owe you anything.
Yeah. So I was kind of in the midst of like, maybe I should give it a try because he is a nice guy. He's willing to like take me out and show me an attentiveness and affection. So I was like, okay, you know, even though there wasn't fireworks on the first date, maybe I should just give it another try.
Right.
But then it was just like, you know, it wasn't there. That energy wasn't there for me. So I kind of just let it be.
Right.
And, you know, if he did hit me up, I would probably say something, but I just kind of let it fall off.
Yeah.
So.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well,
what else has been going on this summer?
Other than
we got some exciting news to share about the concert.
We went to the Beyonce show.
We went to the Beyonce show. Y'all probably can hear this all in the mic, but I gotta switch it up a little bit.
Yes. So Beyonce performed here in DC. Well, PG County, which I don't know, that's just close to my heart. Like, Beyonce was here in my
PG
city,
County,
like down the street, not in DC, but PG. So
talk about it.
That's big for me.
That's right.
PG is ghetto. PG ghetto down in terms of like just how it's organized, how our government functions. Like, we really don't have a whole lot in PG. When you really like compare it to other counties in the DC metro area.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm gonna get that out there.
Okay.
But PG is like so close to my heart.
Yeah.
The FedEx Field, that's where the Washington Commanders play, and that's where Beyonce performed.
Right.
And it was a mess. Like, it was a mess in terms of just the logistics, especially when I went on day 2. You went day 1. I went day 2. It was rainy as hell. It was storming. We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
But, like, still, besides all that, like, Beyonce was in my city.
Right. That part.
Literally 10 minutes from my house.
That part.
And so that just feels so, like, that's dope to me.
No, that's dope. That's dope as hell. Like, every time in the past week, every time I rode past the FedEx Center or we rode past it together, I'm like, Beyonce was here.
Beyonce was right there.
Beyonce was
Literally,
here.
from where we are now, right up
she
the
was
street.
Right there.
Right up the street.
Exactly.
It's just like,
and that's something big to celebrate. And like you said, like, I can only imagine, like, if she came to my hometown, Hampton, Virginia, like, the furthest she's ever went in Virginia was Virginia Beach when Pharrell does his Something in the Water, his first year. But ever since then, I don't think Shorty been back. And if so, she damn sure ain't been back to perform. But no, I say that to say, like, I get it. Like, she was in your hometown. This is where you grew up at. Beyonce didn't have to come here. You know what I mean? It's not often that we're going to see her come through here. So that's a really, really big deal.
Not often. And just to see in the crowd, just like I don't know how many people was. It could have been 50,000, 60,000.
No, yeah.
Just to like see, just to stop and look around
Yes.
at the audience as she's performing.
Yes.
Everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
The whole, like, that type of star power is insane because this is happening all over the world.
Exactly.
Like, she's not just selling out one large show, but she's doing it in every freaking city, every major city around the world.
Yeah.
She's selling out stadiums.
Yeah. Stadiums.
And it's just like, and she's doing it like
effortlessly,
back to back nights for months on end.
No, for sure.
And that lady, she just be going and going. I remember I had to take a seat. I had to sit down. Like, I was tired. I'm like, because I'm dancing. I'm having fun. And I'm just like, but that lady is doing this over and over and over. Yes. And she doesn't look tired at all.
No, for sure. No, for sure.
Mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing. Yeah, piggybacking off of what you just said, like, just how she's able to show up like that, show after show after show on that stage. You know what I mean? It's like, and just be able to impact like thousands of people, millions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Of people's lives at a concert. It's crazy. Like, and I love my girl B, but B, I'm upset because you in Atlanta showing out right now.
Oh yeah, she did a whole extra little set in Atlanta.
A whole extra
but
set.
Only night 3.
A whole new, I mean, she'd been giving us new looks, but the blue that she wore in Atlanta was a different blue.
That blue costume was it.
That blue was it. And I'm like, she is in and then she told Atlanta that they won. I have been talking about that since it went viral on Instagram. I'm like, I definitely thought that DC won that mute challenge, but
the tour wasn't over. You know what? Atlanta had a moment. I'm
on
a high still. Like, I don't care what Atlanta got because I had the time of my life. So like, it was everything.
Yeah, but yeah, she's definitely some of my feedback or takeaway from the show was one, she's a perfectionist. Like, she's not even just a perfectionist. I don't think that's the word I'm really looking for. Even although she shows up as a perfectionist, she's a performer. Like, she know what she's doing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? From her to her team.
Yeah.
They all know what they're doing, and just like as far as like I feel like I definitely won. That was my first Beyonce concert, so I was excited to like I was excited to go like to see her in person. It was like, yo, that's Beyonce.
Right.
Like, that's B.
Because even if you don't like go pull her up in your Apple Music on a day-to-day, like before Renaissance came out, I don't really listen. Like, I love a Beyonce album, but I don't just go listen on my day-to-day.
Yeah.
But it's still, when you get there, it's like, you're just in a trance.
No, yeah, for sure.
You're in a trance. She could be singing anything, but
for sure.
You just see how she dances and how she moves the crowd.
Yes.
The choreo, the background, the everything. It's just like, she's going to give you a show.
No, she's going to give you a show. And I was telling Nana, I was just like, I feel like she's just in her own world when she's on that stage.
Yeah.
Like, you can give her a woo or a boo, and at the end of the day, she's in her own world. She's doing her own thing, and it do not matter.
Yes.
And like, to be in that space in life, you know, where you are fully happy with who you are and what you do. It doesn't matter. At that point, you don't care about anything else or anyone else to a certain degree, you know what I mean, in the healthiest way. Like, you don't care how you respond to me is not going to affect my mood because I know I'm walking like in my purpose. I'm doing my thing.
And just today, I was seeing, there was somebody's tweet went viral today that it was just like, I don't want to hear Beyonce's new music. I want to hear her old songs. And it was just, I clicked on the thread and some people were just like, I'm not a fan of Renaissance. She could have kept that album, blah, blah, blah. And to me, I'm just like, first of all, Renaissance is a banger.
It's a banger.
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
Somebody was just like, okay, maybe you don't like house or maybe you don't like gay culture. And that's another thing. It's just like you said, she did this for her and for what she wanted to do at this stage in her life. And she probably knew that not everybody was going to be feeling this style, this genre that she's moving into and kind of experimenting with.
Right.
Maybe it's not for everybody, but she probably didn't give a fuck.
She didn't,
like,
clearly.
She was just doing her.
Yeah.
So I gotta respect it.
Yeah,
and I love Renaissance.
I love Renaissance too, especially Heated. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Heated is my jam.
Uncle Johnny made that dress.
How did Haley react when Blue came out?
Girl, she was really shocked to see Blue. But I think just all in all, just throughout the show from the beginning, like Haley recorded the entire show. Haley recorded the entire show, and I, me just being mom, I'm like, Haley, you're recording the whole show. At this point, you can bootleg the show. Like, that's how much content you're recording from this show. Like, put your phone down and enjoy the show, right? And that's just what she wanted to do. So I kind of had to like take a step back. Because for me, it's like, this is Beyonce, girl. Like, let's get into this, right?
Right.
For her, it's like, yeah, Mom, this is Beyonce. But at that.
I want the memory of the whole thing.
The whole thing. And she's 11. So, of course, that's what they do, right? Like, they're always on TikToks and phones and stuff like that. So.
And they about to go back to school. So she's going to be like, they're going to be like, what you do this summer?
And
I went to Renaissance.
The gag is she goes back to school on her birthday this year.
Oh, shoot.
So for sure she gonna put on a show. So it's just amazing to see her perform in person for sure.
Yeah.
And like I would not mind seeing her like out of the country or like just another state. Just to, again, be able to witness. I said it earlier today. Like I definitely want to see her before her concert ends again. Like
Maybe we can try to go to one of her last shows.
I think I want to go to like the Houston one. Or which one is after Houston? I think there's one more after Houston. New Orleans.
New Orleans at the end too. Girl, if you're going to go, let me know.
Yes.
I might have to slide.
Yes. I would not go in mine.
I want to go back so bad. It was so good.
It was good. It was good. And like as I'm watching more of the content online, I'm seeing like different experiences, like everybody's highlight, and I'm like, like. Okay, I would not mind going to watch the show again.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at all.
Yeah.
It was so special. We almost had a box suite Beyonce experience. We ended up on the club level, and it was like before, because our show was crazy. The night we went, it was rainy. They weren't letting everybody to their seats. It was like crowded and packed, so we were kind of just wandering around because it was still raining. She wasn't on stage yet, so me and my two homegirls were wandering around, and we ended up on the club level, and they're like, do y'all have club seats? And we're like, yeah, whatever. So we just walk around. I'm kind of like peeping in a few different boxes. I think we tried a few different doors, like, oh, so are you here? Oh, my bad. Then we ended up on an empty suite. Yeah. So we just mosey on in. I'm telling you, we were there for like at least an hour. But like while we were there, we're using the private bathroom. It's nice. It's clean. We don't got to deal with like, I heard the bathrooms didn't have no AC. So we didn't have to deal with that. Yeah. There was wings there.
Y'all ate some of the wings? Did y'all eat some of the wings, Chris?
We did. I'm not going to lie, but there was like hella wings in the warmer. So we were like, if we just take a few, they're not going to really notice.
No, they're not.
And we didn't know, like, is this box going to stay empty? But then we figured probably not, because why would they have food here if it was going to be nobody coming?
Right.
But literally it was empty. And so we just kind of chilled there. We had the AC. Like, everybody else was getting rained on. Yeah. Everybody else was in the midst of chaos. But we were like, we living it up. It was crazy.
It was crazy. That rain just made no sense.
It was storming so bad, and I was just like, I know Beyonce is still gonna perform, but if it's still lightning and thunder, then no.
Yeah, right.
And like the stage was soaking wet, so I was just like, when is she coming? What's gonna happen? Like I was starting to like stress a little bit, but we in this box, so I'm kind of vibing out. Like we taking pictures, we acted like this is ours. Mind you, okay. We knew that we probably were going to get like approached at some point. Right. But we were kind of just like, whenever that happens, it happens. So she was supposed to come on at 9, I think, but it was already, I think, like 10 or I can't remember. Either way, it was like an hour behind because of the rain delay. And all of a sudden, and it's still raining, but her lights go down, her music starts.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, happening. Yeah. And we still didn't get kicked out at this point. Yeah. So like she literally, the moment she hits the stage is when somebody comes in. Like, are y'all supposed to be here? But we had just found out that it was a box that belonged to a Commanders player. So we saw his name. I'm not gonna call his name out, but we saw his name on the paper. It's a young football player. Okay. He's like 24, 26, something like that. it's probably like 24 or something. So we were like, oh, this belongs to him. Oh, so we definitely not supposed to be here.
Right.
So it literally, as soon as Beyonce hit the stage, that's when one of the workers came in like, does this suite belong to y'all? I panicked. I like, no. My friend was like, yes.
Oh man. Oh, y'all, that's what y'all should have been talking about. I was gonna say when they asked.
And the thing we kind of did, but then that went out the window. I just froze a little bit.
Yeah, froze.
But we did have some wings. We had some food. We got pictures. Like,
did they escort y'all down or what?
I mean, they just, we had to humbly walk out. We walked past. It was the football player and his little, group.
Oh, so the football player did show up?
Yeah.
Okay, man. I thought maybe he got it for the girl or something.
And I think when they first opened the door, he was like, "Wait, is somebody here already?" Oh. And the attendant was like, "I'll take care of this."
Oh man.
So we had to humbly walk out. Yeah. He had what looked like, the Instagram type of like women there. It was like very typical. Yeah. So, we just had to be humble in that moment and scoot right on out.
Girl, yeah.
It was funny, but we had a good hour of chilling.
No, for sure. And some wings.
Shit. Just in the bathroom.
Thank you, commanders.
Thank you. And then we just made our way to our seat. Luckily, our regular seats were underneath, they were still good seats, and they were underneath a platform, like the 300 section. We were in the 200s, but we were like close-ish to the stage and underneath the 300 section. So we had a special seat that didn't get rained on. Like our section was dry. It was fine. I had a nice little aisle section so I could dance. I had room. So like once we got to our regular seats, we were still in a good position.
Yeah.
And we stayed dry the whole night. So it was just like, thank you, God.
Yeah.
Like you still looked out.
Right, for sure.
So it was a great experience.
I feel like, so we sat in the 100. So what is the suites like in the 300?
Yeah,
maybe?
They're like, I think right above the 200 section. And they go all around the stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was in the 100s and I definitely want to get to the floor or closer to the floor.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I want to be in that daggone Renaissance Club area
Club Renaissance.
next time I go. Because, like I said, because she's like such a performer, like 90% of the show I was watching the screen.
Okay.
And I wanted to see her,
you just want to look at her body.
I want to look at her body. And like where she was center, she stayed in the center of the stage, not like the long runway, but like the stage, right? She stayed in the center like 90% of the show too. So like, well, not 90, but you get what I'm saying. So it was just like, she just looked this big.
Yeah,
and I'm like, B, I want to see you, girl.
You want to be right up there.
Because the thing is, like, on social media, it just feels like every experience is just up close and personal. But that's obviously because that's how the cameras make it,
right? Right.
So I definitely, like, I say that to say, like, I was looking at some people's recap, like Candy, for example. Candy brought all the girls out in ATL.
Okay.
Like, she had all the girls with her. And they had a sweet life. And I was just like, okay, I think I wouldn't mind experiencing a sweet life, you know, like you said, especially because of the weather this summer. Yeah. It's been very tricky.
Right.
Sweet life would be, obviously make more sense. You get the food, you get the experience and all that stuff. But I just know from my seats in that 100, I was like,
right there.
I think I want to be closer.
You want to be in the mix.
I want to be in the mix. Yeah. I need to see you walk the runway, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, especially because I've never been to one of her concerts before, and I can only imagine where her stage was like 10, 15 years ago compared to now. I definitely want to be able to get up close and personal on her one good time.
It's a different experience when you can be like right up on an artist. Like, I haven't been super, like I've seen Beyonce perform at least a good 5-6 times now. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been to like every tour. Formation, On the Run. Did she do I Am Sasha Fierce or something like that? Or like whenever she's been on tour, I've seen her. So
did she do an On the Run tour here?
I went to On the Run in LA. I was living out in LA, so I was out there. Okay. So I've seen her in every tour, but I've never been super close. But I did have front row to like a Drake concert. Not this past one, not the tour he just did, but the one I was back in like maybe 2018 or so, 2019. Yeah. And that was lit. Like being right there, like, that is different.
That's crazy, you know? To be able to just see like this artist, like
right there. Like, yes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, if I did hit up one more show before the tour's over, then granted, but I was going to say something about the price of the seats.
Oh yeah,
But
that
I've
part.
seen some hacks online, which I ain't gonna give them all out right here, but I've seen some hacks online.
But you know what? I wonder if that hack is still going to be available
I don't know.
by the
Right, by the
time,
time.
because we're on the end leg of her tour right
Yeah.
now, and by the time she gets to her last few shows, I think the secret's gonna be out.
No,
Because
yeah.
the secret was already out for like people upgrading their seats,
Yeah, upgrading their seats.
and they not doing that no more.
Yeah.
Because
damn.
TikTok took over, and now
Yeah.
everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
So that's why I wonder if like you can still get those last minute tickets for the low. I don't know.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
gonna
I
see.
don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Dang.
We gonna see.
No, but the power of social media.
I know.
It's a gift and a curse.
I know.
But anyway,
So what else this summer though has been
what
fun?
else?
Like what did you? Oh, y'all just went on a little staycation.
Yes.
Tell me how that went.
Okay, so staycation was okay. It was for me. It was more than just a staycation because that weekend I've also had some best friends or childhood best friends come up, and I haven't spent like personal time with them in years, right? Like some probably about like 7-8 years. Others been about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But we haven't spent intimate time like that with each other in like forever. So we did the staycation. One, rich intentions was for us to do a staycation so that I can kind of get my mind off of real estate because I've been so focused on it. I started real estate classes back in, I don't know, May, June. Matter of fact, I think it was the first week in June. So I've been going to class twice a week, every week.
It's pretty intense.
And it's
so much information being poured at you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we launched a pod, and so between balancing that and just my life, it's like he's like, let's just do a staycation. I want to kind of get your mind off of the pod for a second.
That's sweet.
And
Shout out
real
to
estate.
Rich.
Shout out to Rich. So we did that, and then the staycation turned into like a mini girls like weekend almost. Like they came in Saturday night, but still it felt like the weekend. So we did staycation. I can't think of the restaurant that we ate at on Saturday night. But it was nice. I can't think of the name of it. I'm going to have to find it. I'm going to tell y'all about it. But we did dinner Saturday. I got real dressed up, real cute. Y'all going to see that on my TikTok. I got real cute in this metallic dress.
Can't wait.
And then after that, I picked up my best friend from the airport like around midnight. And then that's when we attempted to go to like Rose Bar. We ended up going to that restaurant that we told you about. It stays open till 5, by the way. So we ended up going there. That's like after club hours type of vibes.
Yeah.
We did that.
Shout out to that restaurant, by the way, because I had never heard of it. But let's just give them a quick plug on here because it's a Black-owned business in DC, and it's called what again?
I think it's called Moi Moi. I think that's how
Moi.
you pronounce it, but it's MOI.
And it's on K Street. I can't believe I had never heard of it. It's an African restaurant. They have Jamaican food, African food.
Yeah. They have
and they got really good
African.
reviews, so I need to hit it up.
They got chicken in there too, y'all. So, and like I said, that's like it closes at 5 or whenever. So you can for sure believe everybody from the club finna come up in there and like turn it into another vibe. You know what I mean? So it reminds me of Atlanta. Like if you ever been to like every restaurant in Atlanta for me is a restaurant and a vibe, like versus like you're actually eating in like you know what I mean, versus here we call our brunches like there's brunch during the day and then it turns into a day party after. No, this restaurant is like brunch and day party at the same time. You can eat and dance at the same time. So,
but not one of them ratchet day parties.
No. It's really nice.
Even though I like a ratchet day party.
I like a
every now
little
and
ratchetness
then,
too,
but not too crazy when I'm trying to eat my waffles.
Right. Like back up off my syrup, please. So yeah, we did that, and then Sunday we Sunday we grabbed brunch at Station 4. You ever been there?
Station 4, it sounds familiar.
It's near the wharf area.
Okay.
Good brunch. Good brunch vibes. So we did brunch at Station 4, and then after that, I ended up just pilling with my girls. We went to eat in hotel rooftop, and we just stayed out there for about 4 or 5 hours, just vibing out, talking. Like I said, we haven't hung out with each other in so long, so we just pretty much used that time to reconnect and just talk about real shit or whatever, and that was just pretty much it, but it was perfect. It was chef's kiss.
So I love that because it's like a lesson in even when you're on a mission, even when you're hustling and you're in the midst of leveling up, it's so important to still take time out to just enjoy life. Like And being able to intentionally build that into your life is so important. Like, you have a partner who was like, you know, like, let's get your mind off this, which is a blessing.
Such a blessing.
Because it can be so easy to just, like, get super caught up in, like, our next goal, our next milestone.
Yeah.
But just being able to, like, let me go to the city and stay in the city and have some fun time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's those moments that really, you know, make life worth it.
No, for sure.
Because we need money, we need a career, we need to, you know, we need to sustain ourselves.
Yeah.
But, like, what are we all doing it for if not for time to have fun with our loved ones?
Yeah.
So
we talk about that work-life balance a lot here. So this weekend, I definitely felt that. And my heart was just, like, so full that, one, someone else thought about it, you know what I'm saying, for us, but with the intentions of me in mind, you know? And that was just like, it was so rewarding. And to be able to go to one of my favorite retail stores, Zara, and like to buy what I needed just to,
you
to
love
be able to look
Zara,
good.
girl.
I do. I love Zara.
You like a Zara, like, brand ambassador.
Brand ambassador on the low.
They need to be,
I'm just
you
waiting.
need to be on their payroll.
Hello, Zara.
You need to be on their payroll for sure.
But yeah, to be able to like buy a dress and to get dressed up and get like, it was perfect. And just really quickly, so we took a Uber Black to the restaurant.
Oh, y'all fancy.
Girl, this Uber had TVs on the back of the seats. And guess what I did?
What?
Plugged in the Real Life Everything podcast on the back.
Yes.
I did. And I just let it play the entire time.
So somebody else getting in that car
exactly.
to go see us.
Like, hello.
That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome to the Real Life Everything
Innovation
podcast.
right there.
Yes. All right, guys. So that is all for this episode. We're actually looking forward to you guys on the next episode.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning back in.
Yes.
We'll see y'all on the next episode.
Peace.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the Real Life Everything podcast.
Yes. Make sure you use our hashtags on social media, the RLE Pod and Real Life Everything.
And don't forget to follow us on all platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at the RLE Pod.